Alright guys, here we have a 2009 Dodge Avenger. We're going to be replacing the headlights on it today. We got some nice aftermarket ones put in there, as well as putting a new grille in and a few other little upgrades to make her look nice and pretty. So stay tuned. And, we're going to start working on taking this grille off here. So it's got all these little tabs in here, whatever you call them. Pretty simple, you just pull them right out just like that. You can just pull it right off, real simple. New headlights here. These are aftermarket, different than the stock ones, look nice and fresh. These ones are a little bit more cool. Anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to work on taking these old ones off just to pop the new ones in. What we're going to do to get a good reference on what bolts to take out in order to get it off properly is we just look at the new headlight here. You can see that we got the fastener up there, as likewise down right here, and then we can look around here and there's another spot right here, another fastener, and then another one right here. So we're just going to work off that as our chart for what to pull off. Alright, so the first one we're going to want to be removing on here is this one right here. So we'll pull that off because it seems to clip in there, and then we'll work on pulling the rest of them off, as well as this one that's right here. So. Alright, so we got the bolt that was up here. You can see that. The next bolt that was up here, and then corresponding to the one right here. And now we should just have one right on the bottom. It's pretty simple. It's got it pretty loose now. See if we can kind of wiggle it and figure out where she needs to go. Alright, to get to this next one, it's this one on the side here. I'll show you where it's at. It's kind of an awkward spot. I don't know if you can see that. Come on. Yeah, it's right there. Oh, yeah. Alright, so it's right in there. We kind of got a little bit of a gap by lifting the headlight up. It's kind of an awkward spot, but that's the best way we can see to get to it. Alright, so it looks like we got all the bolts there. We can proceed to try and pull it out here. Doesn't seem to be fastened down anymore. Pretty simple. We're going to start by popping out these headlights, or the bulbs, you know. They're pretty simple. You just twist and pull. Twist. A lot of them. And you got it out. We got the new light here. We're just going to proceed to do the exact same thing we did taking it off, but in reverse, obviously. Alright, so we've got to proceed to put in these other bulbs and lash those in. Alright guys, we're working on this bolt that goes back over in here. It is a lot harder to put in than it is to remove. So what we're gonna do is there's a bolt right up in here. It's the same size. We're just gonna remove that. That way we can drop this bumper down a little bit. That way we can get to that bolt a little bit easier, and we won't be fighting with it. so we got that one on. We're just going to proceed to do the one to go to the next side, pull that headlight out, and then put the new one in. So move to the next side. Alright, we got both the headlights on. They went in pretty well. We had to improvise with some bolts here and there. It doesn't really matter what bolts you put in there, as long as it fits. The next part we're going to proceed to do is we're going to put on the new grill. This is the new grill we got. This one's aftermarket too, but it fits pretty much the same here. As you can see, you're just putting it in place. You just pop it in. We'll just proceed just to pop the clips in. It's very simple. You just push them in, and you know, no screwing or bolting necessary. It's pretty simple. As you can see, we got these clips, and you just got to slide them into their slots like so. You can get a good view. One down there, and then there's one over here, and then you just got to pop it into place. That way it's perfectly connected with the bumper here. Alright, we got the grill in. We had to fight the grill a little bit. It was kind of difficult. For putting it in, we kind of had to slide it down in and then bring it back to pop those in, because it needs to pop in down here. But it did seem to fit in pretty well. It looks pretty good. It looks a lot better than the factory one. So I'm really digging it. Alright, now that we got the grill and the headlights in there, they fit real nice, they look real fresh. I'm digging the looks of it. The next part of our exterior mods here is we're going to work on the rims, and we're going to get those painted up, and they're going to be looking real fresh. And let's move on to that now. Alright, first step, the first step we're going to do here for painting these rims is we want to get all this moisture off of here. So here we got a can of classic brake cleaner, and we're just going to spray it down. That should dry it out pretty well. Next thing we want to do is make sure we get all that dirt and all that crud off of there. So we're just taking that rag there and wiping her down real good, and getting her nice and freshened up to be painted. So, alright, next part we're going to do here is we're going to proceed to paint it. I've got a piece of cardboard here that's cut out to the circumference of the tire. Just so we're not hitting the tire too much. So it's definitely not pretty. It's kind of bubbling up, it's kind of doing its thing, but we're going to let that dry, and then we're going to proceed to do the second coat. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to move to the next tires over here, and we're just going to apply one coat to every single tire, and then that last coat we put on, the second coat, will be the finishing touch, and that will look nice and fresh. Alright, so we got that first coat on here. We let it dry for about 10-15 minutes, and now we're ready to put on the second coat. I'll mind you guys, this is not the professional way of doing it. It's not the, might not be the best way of doing it, but it's the easiest way and the cheapest way, and it's a little something that'll give a little more spice to this vehicle. So Alright, we put the final coat on every single tire here. It's looking pretty good. Didn't turn out too bad. Get a good look at it here. We got that tire, got all 4 tires done. Didn't turn out too bad for a rattle can. So got the tires done, got the grills and the headlights done. Some good exterior mods to do on this vehicle. I think it really did transform it quite a bit. Looks a lot different than it did before, and a lot better for that matter. So hopefully that helps you guys out, gives you a little something to work off of for your vehicles, and hopefully this helped you out a little bit. So that'll be it for today. Thanks for watching. Keep it classy.